Introduction. Have you ever been accompanied by someone who seemed amiable in speech, but on an intuitive level, you sense that something is off? Have you ever had a slight unease or a feeling that something sinister lies beneath that smile? One of the greatest minds in history, Carl Jung, discussed a basic idea called the shadow. The shadow is that hidden aspect of ourselves that we choose to ignore, but that frequently shows up in the way we treat other people. When someone harbors hate, envy, or resentment, they often try to hide it, but the signs are always there. They are subtle but unmistakable. Today, I will reveal 8 unmistakable signs that indicate whether someone close to you harbors hostile feelings, even if they make every effort to hide them. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and the Telegram channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos on spiritual and personal development. Let's start with the first sign, Contempt 1. Contempt and sarcasm masquerading as irony. Covert animosity doesn't necessarily show up as overt aggression. Some people prefer to use biting irony or sarcastic joke bars to make fun of things they know are sensitive to you. But when you try to bring it up, they respond with phrases like, "But I was only joking, don't be touchy," or "You don't know how to play the game." This behavior is especially subtle because it makes you feel uncomfortable while the other person maintains the appearance of someone joking without malice. In reality, repeated irony about certain topics is a clear sign of hidden contempt if his jokes consistently make you feel humiliated or belittled, and most importantly, if they are repeated over time on the same subjects. It may not just be humor, but also a sign of repressed hostility. According to Jung, our own shadow is subtly and occasionally even unintentionally projected onto other people. For example, when someone consistently attacks specific facets of your personality with sarcasm, they are disclosing a side of themselves that they find unacceptable. The second indication is about concealed 2, inconspicuous sabotage. A friend or family member who forgets to give you important information, leaves out important details, or unintentionally complicates things for you may not be as careless as they seem. If these incidents are repeated and consistently occur at crucial moments, it's time to consider whether they are truly coincidental. If someone close to you feels threatened by your success or growth, they may try to sabotage you in subtle ways. Sometimes sabotage takes the form of misleading advice, miscommunications, or small mistakes that, when combined, prevent you from reaching your goals. It is possible to ascertain whether there is an unconscious wish to harm you by looking at how consistently these acts occur. Jung clarified that when someone lacks the guts to confront their own shortcomings, they could unintentionally vent their annoyance on other people, which prevents them from feeling inferior. This is what sign number 3 has to do with 3. Competing silently with silent competition. Some individuals find it impossible to accept achievement without feeling the desire to surpass you. After every victory, they try to deflect attention from you or minimize your accomplishments. People who engage in this unspoken competition often have deep-seated insecurities and cannot stand to see you succeed because it makes them doubt their own worth. If every conversation with this person turns into a competition, it is likely that there is an unspoken resentment behind it. If you share good news with them, they respond with something about themselves instead of congratulating you. If you tell them about your success, they are quick to say that they've accomplished something similar or even better. Jung said that people who feel inadequate may attempt to minimize you or compete with you in order to avoid confronting their own emotions of inadequacy, because shadow projection causes people to see in others the attributes that they are unable to develop in themselves. Sign 4 is roughly 4. Evident goodwill. Those who secretly despise you may provide a facade of cosmetic support, but when you need assistance, they downplay the issue or offer excuses for their absence. When you succeed, their joy is phony or non-existent. The absence of genuine support is not always easy to identify, but it becomes apparent over time by watching how the person responds to your successes or setbacks. This attitude can be particularly noticeable at significant times in your life if you notice that someone close to you is never available at crucial times or responds unfavorably to your accomplishments. According to Jung, ego detachment is a process that makes certain people emotionally estranged from other people, which can manifest as coldness and an incapacity to help those around them. I genuinely hope you are enjoying this video and that it is helpful and inspirational. If so, please remember to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and the Telegram channel so you don't miss any more content of this kind. You can also support our channel and our work by leaving a donation below the video, for which we will be eternally grateful. Next up is sign 5. Number 5. Care and control, care masquerading as control. Under the pretense that they are doing it for your personal benefit, some people attempt to control your life by giving you instructions, criticizing every decision you make, and casting doubt on your capacity for decision-making. Their goal is to make you feel reliant on them rather than to help you. This control can be hard to see because it's frequently passed off as kind counsel and genuine concern. One telltale sign is how they make you feel. If, after each piece of advice, you feel more insecure rather than more confident, you might be dealing with manipulation. According to Jung, persons who are unable to control their own uncertainties want to dominate others in order to avoid dealing with their own emotional instability because they have a deep-seated dread of internal turmoil. The number 6 is the 6th sign. The dissemination of rumor and criticism by others who harbor animosity toward you is uncommon. Instead of expressing them openly, they would rather discuss them with others, disseminating false information and criticism about you. This conduct is especially pernicious since it frequently has an indirect impact on you before you notice the effects. It's conceivable that someone is spreading unfavorable information about you if you observe changes in the attitudes of people around you without a clear reason, such as friends or co-workers becoming distant or avoiding you. False or inflated rumors damage your reputation and progressively distance your public image, making them an effective weapon in the hands of those with grudges. Carl Jung clarified that the urge to disparage others is frequently an unconscious attempt to project your own weaknesses and insecurities onto them. People who are unhappy or feel inadequate try to counteract these feelings by painting others negatively. In other words, people who speak poorly of you are most likely disclosing more about themselves than about you. 7. Resentment of your accomplishments. Those who genuinely care about you are happy when you achieve a milestone. They help you through tough times, and they also celebrate your successes because they see your success as something positive and rewarding. On the other hand, those who harbor resentment toward you find it difficult to conceal their annoyance, which you can tell by their icy responses. Abrupt shifts in topic or efforts to minimize your accomplishments. If you mention an accomplishment and they react detachedly, "Oh, that's great," or instantly turn the conversation to themselves, they might be feeling envious or have poorly handled competition. According to Aung, the incapacity to celebrate others' victories betrays an unresolved internal conflict where one's own faults are brought to light by others' achievement. This occurs because when you accomplish your goals, it brings to light what they have not been able to do. People who share this sentiment frequently attempt to downplay your accomplishments by saying things like, "It's not that important," "I completed a comparable task some time ago," or "You ought to have performed better." These statements reveal a hidden impatience, rather than merely being opinions. If you observe that someone close to you finds it difficult to celebrate your successes and displays signs of annoyance rather than joy, it's likely that they are experiencing something quite different in their hearts than what they are displaying. The eighth indication must be directly related to 8. Nonverbal communication combined with hidden details. Hidden hatred can show up in the smallest aspects and is frequently communicated by uncontrollable emotions and cues rather than words. A glimpse that slips away at the wrong time, an artificial grin, a tense stillness, or a quick shift in expression can convey far more than 1,000 words. Although many people attempt to hide their emotions, the body always conveys the strongest feelings. You can tell whether someone is acting hostile toward you, even though they seem to admire you, by the small motions they make, such as their hands stiffening when you talk about a success, a minor change in tone when they commend you, or their avoidance of eye contact at specific times. Jung maintained that the unconscious and the body are always truthful. Non-verbal communication always betrays people's true feelings, even when they attempt to conceal them. This is because the body reacts to genuine emotions, even when the conscious mind masks them. Try your gut if you sense someone is tense, uncomfortable, or cold. Thank you for following us on this journey. You may have detected a signal that your conscious mind is having difficulties rationalizing. Recognizing these signals needs sensitivity and concentration. Words can be misleading, but body language and subtle nuances always disclose the truth. I'll see you in the upcoming video.